Joe Musgrove joins us now on MLB Tonight. He's not going to need that stocking camp much longer because he's going to go back to his hometown of San Diego, California. Man, walk me through how you found out about this. Did you get any kind of sense that the Padres were in on you? How did it all come about on your end, Joe?
Yeah, I had heard some stuff earlier on in the offseason about possibilities of me ending up in San Diego, and then as they added Darvish and Snell, I kind of started putting it out of my mind and kind of eliminated that idea of going to San Diego. And then about 2 days ago, or the night before the trade was official, Clevenger had reached out to me, Mike Clevenger, and just said he had a good talk with Preller and that it looked promising, and he was really hoping I'd be able to join him. Got a call from my agent. I was sitting there. I was actually watching Jeopardy, and my agent called me and said, you heard this stuff about the Padres? And I said, I ain't seen anything yet. And as we were on the phone, Ben Cherington called me and told me that they were pretty close to locking up the deal.
Joe, it's Dave Valley. Congratulations on going home. Just think, you're going to get to spend 10 months of the year in your town, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, the last couple of years, you made some great strides going forward. And we have a tape here that we're going to show a little bit from 2019 to even 2020. And it looks like you made some changes with your arm swing. A little bit shorter last year compared to 2019. Was that part of the changes that helped you have the year that you did last year?
Yeah, definitely. Playing with guys like Verlander and watching guys like Bieber and other guys around the league, noticing how close they kept their hands to the body and how tight the ball was, more so with Bieber than Verlander, I guess, but both of them at the top of the lift, having the hands in close to the body, it felt like a better way for me to conserve and store my power as I'm traveling down the mound, as opposed to in that first clip, you can see my limbs, even my legs and my hands and arms are way farther away from my body, just causing me to kind of start exerting that power a little bit earlier in the delivery. So it was kind of something I just saw and didn't really know what I was doing. I just know what I wanted it to look like. And I started messing with it, and then I had the off season to really try and dial some of those things in. You see what you see now.
Yeah, it looks like you had a lot more sharpness in your breaking stuff. And I was looking at your pitch usage last year compared to just even 3 years ago, where you only threw your curveball 2% of the time. Last year, you threw it 20% of the time. Mm-hmm. How much are you thinking about your pitch usage in your plan for the game?
Yeah, that was kind of just something that came along with the arm change. The curveball, I had always seen it as my worst pitch, and I just kind of threw it to show it once in a while. But with that new shorter arm action, I found myself being in a better spot with my hand more consistently at foot strike, allowing me to get on top of the ball and really accelerate it like the fastball and just kind of sell the pitch with arm speed. And over the course of the season, it became one of my best pitches and something that I had extreme confidence in. And seeing with the results of it, I just kind of used it as a pitch that I would go to more to get swings and misses, and it became one of my favorite pitches by the end of the year.
Joe, I mean, you had a 3.86 ERA last year. That's a career best, and you are certainly improving, as you're mentioning. And we're talking about physical adjustments that you've made. But what are you doing with your strategy? Because I think that's where you're going towards. As you keep on using the curveball a lot more, you are thinking about how you're pitching, you're sequencing. What are you working on specifically?
Yeah, something that you hear a lot now in the game is tunneling. Just creating pitches that will look very similar out of the hand, and for that first 20, 30 feet of flight, they'll come off of the same tunnel, and then at that 20, 30 foot mark, they'll break and start doing different actions. So I started looking at my numbers and productivity of each pitch, and the pitches that I thought were my best pitches and best locations to righties and lefties turned out to be some of my worst ones. When I get it to the spots that I like, I have success, but the numbers and the amount of times that I actually get it to the spot I'm trying to get to were not as good as I thought they were. And some of the pitches that I didn't throw very often and I didn't have a ton of confidence in were actually some of my best pitches production-wise. So just tried to really dive into those numbers and find out which pitches are the best to go to when I need a swing and miss, which ones I go to when I need ground balls. And I kind of started trusting a little more in those pitches. And as I started throwing them more and more, I started seeing the results that the paperwork was showing me. And that ultimately gave me more conviction and trust in those pitches.
You're smooth on TV, Joe. And I try to take advantage of having, when current players are smooth on TV, I try to use them as analysts almost. So we talk about the starting rotation for the Padres all the time. Give me quick snippets of the guys that are in the rotation with you now for the San Diego Padres. Clevenger is obviously going to be lost for the year, but you got a Snell, you got a Darvish, a Lamet, and a Paddock. Give me your thoughts on those guys?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of power stuff, and out of all those guys, you know, Darvish having as many pitches, I think he's got more pitches than I got fingers on my hand. You know, all those guys, I think the most exciting thing for me is having a fresh group of minds to learn from. Guys from both left side and right side, just to hear how they attack hitters, the approach, especially from guys like Lamet and Paddock, who are new to the game but have had so much success. To see what they're doing at such a young age, that's allowed them to be successful and carry that confidence, like start after start. You know, they make it look a lot easier than I felt like it was when I was their age and at their point in their career. So those are the guys that I'm really looking forward to diving into.
Joe Musgrove, we're happy for you, man. We look forward to seeing you in a Padres uniform. Best of luck in 2021, and thanks for joining us, okay?
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.